Hot potatoes. Are we doing this? Is it live? Sometimes it likes to not be. But if it is, hello and welcome. Today, we have a harp that we are going to be playing. Got this at an antique store. It's a little lap harp. They're kind of like a toy in a way. It even came with little sort of like sheet music that just sort of had little notes under each string, so you knew these different songs to play. But I thought it was a cool find. It was 25 bucks. I was like, yeah, we can have some fun with this. So we're gonna have some fun with this. And Panda, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Always being a friend. I've kind of fiddled with this thing. It took a second to find. I had to go get a tuner for it. So to tune it, it has this little guy, like a little wrench thing, but it uses this little square knob to tune everything. So you had to find a specific tuner. You tune this to an you tune this to a scale. So this is in G major, which also means we have a relative minor of E. And here's what it sounds like. So there's some fun to be had with this, and so we're gonna mess with this and just sort of add in various effects and just layers and see how far we can take this, and then of course add in some other music production elements, because while we probably could make an entire beat, or not a beat, this is not a beat, this is a track. Well, we could probably make an entire track with just this harp. We'll probably add in some other elements as well, because I don't want to be harping on you too bad. There's going to be a million harp puns, so just prepare for that now. Okay. So first, let's find something we kind of want to play with, some sort of initial melody. It's in G, but we do have the relative scale of E as a minor. So obviously we got our G. Oops. Sorry, I'm dealing with two mics here, and I want to make sure there's not a lot of bleed in between them. There won't be any feedback that happens, but it's just like if I turn this on, then I come through both my mic track and my harp track, and then I could just have it feed the mic not through Ableton, but I want it to be able to turn my mic off, because otherwise the harp will come through my other mic as well, and it's a whole rigmarole. I could have used this mic, but it doesn't quite bend where I have it. It doesn't quite bend down, and I wasn't prepared for. I don't really want to do a whole infrastructure change just to do this when I have this other mic that works just fine. So that's what we're doing here. So if you hear the thing twice with a little bit of phasing, that's why, but I'll try to be best to control it. So I'm going to turn my main mic off now, although you'll still hear me sometimes through this mic, and we're just going to record something here. Just get something down. So let's see. Let me record. Let me actually set a metronome here. Let's find a tempo. It's pretty fast. Let's go way down. I'm just going to set it manually. Okay, I got that in my ear. Turn it down so I don't get any mic bleed on my metronome into my harp. I know you can't hear the metronome, but I can hear the metronome. Let's record. So that's just kind of a simple playing with like a 1-3-5 kind of deal. I wonder if we could kind of spruce this chord up to not make it sound so basic. Maybe even get a little dramatic with it. Okay, let's start with that. And so we can, once we kind of get rolling, I mean, we'll kind of add some effects to this. So we'll see chasing colors. What is going on? We are harping today. We are getting so harpy. So let's take this little loop we just made there. So now we got this little ditty. And now let's play with some effects with this, just to kind of see what we can push with this thing. Kind of taking this, I don't even know how old this is. There's no date on it. I could look it up. It has the brand on it and stuff like that. Harbert Italiana. So I could look it up and see how old it is, but it's been around a minute. I can tell based on the patina it has. Yes, it's got a great patina, as they would say on HGTV. Oops, turn my loop on. So right now we just have some simple reverb sends. Let's see if we can get like a so this is Stardust. This is a plugin by Cherry Audio. Actually, I should stop playback before I do this. Make sure that this is set to a reasonable thing. Let me turn the reverb off. So Stardust is a tape echo plugin by Cherry Audio, and it sounds pretty good. And you can do a lot of fun stuff to get kind of a tape echo, and it really brings something small and simple like this just like really to life. DJ Red Cards, what is going on? Welcome. Been a minute. Mostly my fault because I've been inconsistent with my streaming, but been trying to pick it back up and get rolling on that again. So because this is fun, and it's fun to mess around with this stuff and have everybody kind of hanging out as I'm doing it, because I do a lot of wild stuff on my own, and I'm like, man, I should have been streaming this. This is crazy. So we're gonna turn the sync on so the echo is synced to our metronome a little bit. Ooh. Get a little chorus. I don't know if we want chorus just yet. Still just building sort of some atmosphere. Let's turn the intensity down. My fingers are gonna be so dead by the end of this thing. This is like basically playing on just the high string of a electric guitar, just like picking at it. So it's very, very tight strings. Okay, let's start with that. I don't want to get too crazy messing with one sound. So let's add some, let's get some lower sounds to this. So I'm going to try something here. And I haven't really messed with messing with plugins with this thing. I've just kind of played with it just to sort of make sure it wasn't going to fall apart when I stream. So this is Basement. This actually just came out this week. It has an intro price right now. It's United Plugins Basement. Well, it's Maramusa Audio sold through United Plugins. This is a bass app. And so what we're going to do is it has this bass man knob on here, which basically takes the signal and adds like some undertones to it to sort of make it sound more bassy. So it takes a higher sounding note and makes it sound lower, so we can maybe get some bass sounds using the harp. Just experimenting here. Shut this. I'm going to switch mics here. Creating some interesting artifacting going on in the background. Not artifacting, but it's weird, some sort of noise in the background. I'm seeing if I can eliminate. It has this audio input analyze level. I'm going to do that real quick just to get the level set. It's you basically press this button and it analyzes your. Oops, sorry, I moved that out of the way. Let me put that back over here. There's this analyze input level button, so I can press this and I can like play hard, and it sets the input and output levels automatically. I'm gonna do that real quick for this plugin because it'll make it sound. You can hear it better. That's the other thing is it's hard to kind of hear this without punching it too loud. It's kind of like quiet enough and so high frequency that it doesn't pick up as loudly. Okay, so that should have now set our levels. So, there we go. Now we hear it better. So that's not working to get us bass notes. It's probably not the solution. It was just a test. Nothing but experimenting here. So, some other ways we could do this. Grabbing something like Vocal Bender. And let's just crank the format and pitch down and just see what it sounds like. Sounds really out of tune is what it sounds like. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm not convinced that this is going to work as bass. Can I use pitch shifter for a quick harp bass? Yeah, it might even be better to, like, I wonder if I take this sample that we made before, and let's chop it, so, let's go, let's take like, oops, come on, let's take this note, take that note, basically before we do any note shifts here. So we'll just take these kind of ruts, this one. Yeah, just keep chopping real quick. We're experimenting. Just experimenting. Quick sketches. Let's go to there. And let's go there. Okay, so we got these sort of notes here. So now let's go back to Vocal Bender actually. Let's solo this track. Or mute this one rather. And let's see, let's hit it here. Boy, yeah, it does a lot of... The other things with these kind of format shifting plugins, if you do a lot of extreme stuff to them, you get some kind of strange, it does, you can tell it's like really working to make it sound crazy. So let's just go ahead and just open this here and just knock the pitch down here. Oops, that's right, I gotta do it for every single one of these. What did I do there? Minus 24. Minus 24. Boop. She boop. And she boop. Alright. That sounds so dumb. But now maybe we can, now that we have that, let's go back to our bass plugin here. Ignore the random samples. Alright, so let's go back to this now. And we'll also add some release to it so it doesn't just cut off. Let's just find a preset here. Green, immutable. Of course, these are probably going to be a little more extreme than what we're looking for. Oops, come on. Or they're going to be nothing. And then let me add some reverb to it, which to a bass isn't necessarily. Live monitor with the shifter audio effect in Ableton. Yeah, there's few ways we can do. Oh, let me also watch this. I don't know if this will do anything useful to us. Oops. Let's make it twice as long. Does that sound funny? Not really. Let's do it. All right, let's unmute the other track. Go back to the beginning of our loop. So these are all just those are all playing the same note. So we're just going to take this first one, since this one kind of has the most legato to it. We'll maybe change a note here at the end. We could change this note up. Let's bring this to a fifth. So let's bring it up 7. So minus 24 plus 7, that would be 17. Math? Yeah. We could even do that to this one too. Maybe we alternate both of them. So it just goes between the root and the fifth. Let's legato that even more. Let's just go all the way to the boom, boom, boom. Now let's fix that. Let's get that transient in time. Actually, let's do it with a warp marker. Sit one here. I probably should have put, actually, let's put it here. And then let's just go ahead and, oops, not do that. Come on, grab the, I don't want to, there we go. All right, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now we got a bit more of a legato. Name that harp bass. Oops. Let's change this. That's right, we had these as minus 17. I wonder if even just the last one there shifting. Oops. And I know that this bass kind of sounds sort of lame. Let's add a sub onto here. There we go. Ooh, the sub disappears though. Does not like the high notes. Okay, so maybe we don't add a sub through this thing. Let's go ahead and turn that sub back off. Maybe this is where we start adding in something like Analog Lab. I had saved before I even started. Save early, save often. We're gonna have to quickly make a B section here just to make sure we're not getting too crazy here. So bass, let's go to sub bass. Let's find basic. Let's just click one. Arm this track for recording. I'm gonna set I have a launch pad here next to me as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and set this to note mode, G major. Let's see, it's too much. No sustain there. Let's hit randomize on this. Dark Fire. That's kind of cool. I like this little strumming thing. I don't know how much I care for the filter opening. Let's go ahead and open this up. See where that's coming from. Just select filter. I'm not as familiar with this one here. LFO filter envelope. I think it's that peg. Oh, and that just turned our filter off. Let's see. Kind of interesting though. We could even add a filter on top of this, so we could just filter this so it doesn't open too much on us. You know what could also be interesting at this is tape piano. So I designed a bunch of presets. Tape piano, that's right, it's got a weird name. It's Tape X or something. This is an awesome sort of like soundscapey sort of thing. So I've got a whole plugin pack I made. It's on my website. Live stream for a while making these things. So let's find mono on here. So mono, let me scoot this over. I can scale this too. It's like a warm fuzz. What does this guy sound like? Here we go. Trust yourself. That's kind of what I want. So let's go ahead and just throw this note in here. I just want that note just to ride. I'm not even going to change the note on that one. We'll change the note if we hit like a bridge or something. We'll change the note. Make sure that's quantized on there so it actually triggers. Then let's add like an auto pan to that just to give a little bit of movement. Let's make it a square. Really feel like not panning it too far because it's a bass. So you don't want to pan basses too far, really. The bass on these sides sounds really weird, and often if you're mixing it, you'll do like a mid-side mixing where you'll move the basses from the sides. In most cases that happens, but you don't, obviously. Every track is a unicorn. Okay, so let's start thinking now, before we get too into building out this section, let's start thinking of kind of what the song is going to evolve into. Try not to be too heads down into one section because you don't want the same, especially in this case, this is just 4 bars, this isn't even 8 bars. We don't want that just looping over and over again. So let's go back to our harp and just find something else to sort of play with it that might mesh well with it. Maybe even messing with changing into the relative minor of E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's our relative E minor. Sorry, my metronome's too quiet. I'm having a hell of a time playing in time. Turn it up a little bit. Also turn off. Let's take that, and let's see how well that even matches with the rest of the track. Where are we at there? Let's go ahead and delete that other stuff for now. I don't think there was much good takes in there. A lot of out of time stuff. Of course, you can always warp to get in time, but it's best to play it in time the first time. Let's turn Stardust back on. The Stardust was also kind of throwing off my. Oops, too much crop. Oh shoot, undoing his mess up. So this is a huge gripe with tape piano that I have, is that you can see here if I go to edit, this undo, change, damage, send level pops up because Tape Piano does this automation where it's I'll show you. It's so annoying. I forget this, is why I don't use it as often as I probably should. This automation here, it saves these in your history as steps so that you can undo each of these things. So as this is pulsing, it's adding a step. So we're just gonna remove macro control. And then now it shouldn't do that. So then if I make a change up here, I can't control Z because that thing is just going off constantly, and it's impossible to undo anything. Let's see where we started here. All right, let's see how that matches with the other one here. Oops, loop was on. And then I feel like I should go, let's see. So we went from the G to the E. Maybe we can go to the fifth. I heard a sound in there that it could drop to. Let me go back to here. There's a note that should change there. Not change, it should move into. The fourth. It should be the... Nope. This is the fifth. So we go from the relative minor to the fifth to the third, maybe up to the G. Kind of interesting little sequence there. So let's record just that riff because I might play the harp to that. Then maybe back to our regular riff. Give us a little intermission there. It's kind of fun mixing in the synths with this harp. So now we have that. So let's play around with our harp here and see. Let's just loop this and we'll just do some takes of the harp. Ooh.
Hello. This is the harp mic. Hello. Hello.
Do this instead.
You said that, okay. Miss. Sing.
What's up, Angus? This thing's really hard to play. It's like it's really like I don't know if it's because I don't know what's going on. It's just hard, it's hard to get like the same velocities. Probably part of it is I have to like hold this in place. Typically it's like a lap harp, so you kind of like sit it on your lap and play it. But it's harder to do that and put it on camera. And I don't think you want a crotch camera the entire time. Maybe you do. Subscribe for crotch cameras. All right, let's go ahead and play this over that now. So we're just going to play some takes over this, and we can take these takes and mash them up and get the best takes, but we kind of have a general idea of what we're doing now. So that's good. Niche market indeed, but possibly a paying market. Okay, so we got quite a few takes in here. So let's now open up Ableton's take feature, which is Command-Shift-U on a Mac, and let's just find the best takes in here. So we can use our brush tool here. Oops, stay open. I missed. There we go. Okay, so that first note sucked. Let's go ahead and draw this one in. That's the same note. Let's go ahead and draw this one in. So that note sucked also. Let's draw this one in. And we missed a note there. Sort of pieced them together here. Let's play from the beginning, please. That note's off. Let's draw this one in. That's weird. Oops. All over the place. Sometimes this isn't always the best tactic. What's this note actually? That section was alright. Let's see this one. That's alright. A little out of time, but we can always warp back into time. Warp back into time. Missed a note there. Let's draw this in. Let's draw this note in there. This is what's kind of fun about these takes. Yikes, rough. What should that note be? Let's try this one. I forgot we have these takes up here also. That sucked. This is why you do takes. You can also record it in sections. If you kind of know what you want to play, you record one bar of it and then you record the next bar. That's something else we can do as well, but that sucked. Let's just keep this take going. Maybe that was a good take. Maybe that was the take. Nope, that sucked also. Bunch of meatballs. Just finish me off. Whoa, man, that sounded bad. Kind of sloppy joppy. Sloppy. That's kind of sloppy also, but we'll start with that for now. So let's just before I get too carried away, because you can always come back and re-record this with. That's the thing about playing with a little harp like this, is that it's only 15 notes and it's tuned into scale of G, so if I ever want to go back and play something, it's not like it's hard to figure out what the heck it was I was playing. Also, I might turn this into a virtual instrument at some point, as well as a free sample pack. Spoiler alerts. Okay, so let's just see what our janky chop up was there. So, it's all actually not too bad. The end is really horrible, but the rest is workable. So I just want to make sure to preserve my transients here, because what I'm going to do now is a bit of destructive editing. So there's a concept with anything. This works with photography, this works with video editing, this works with music. Everything is destructive editing. And what destructive editing is instead of keeping like this retained where I have all this data in here, you kind of compress that and merge it into one thing, so it's just one file. In this case, I'm just going to destroy it, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. But what I came through and did is preserve all my transients for everything, because what we're going to do now is we're going to take this section and we are going to consolidate it, which is going to make it all into one clip. Oops. Oh, it actually did still retain the takes. I actually didn't realize it would retain takes when you consolidate. But anyway, now we have this consolidated audio file. So now for things where I like really missed the note, like here, I'm just going to pull it a little bit, not all the way. Oops, shoot. Let's go ahead and add some marker here too on either end of it, so we don't mess with too much before and after. And just to kind of help re-quantize it a little bit, just a scoosh, I say. Like here, it's off. Let's go ahead and preserve that one and just pull that back a little bit. That's why it's still off a little bit. You don't want it to be too on the grid, but sometimes it's still, human played, so I want it to be a little humanized, but I also don't want just like these massive misses. I'm not used to playing this harp, so sometimes my fingers kind of drag as I'm trying to pluck it. Like, they're just really tight strings. I'm not really totally used to it. When I'm playing an acoustic guitar or electric, this is basically all high E strings, and so when you're playing it in the context of the other strings, it's fine and your fingers are controlled, but here you're like moving around, and it's different. It's fun. I'm excited to get better at it, but it is what it is. All right. like that section was kind of meh. There's a little bit out of time there across the board. Same with there, it kind of drags a little bit, so we're gonna fix these. You can also quantize manually. You can like you can select these sections when you're warping and quantize that way, but sometimes it's fun to see individually where things are hitting and kind of see how much you can fix it. Just keep a little more, much better. And let's do that to the end part too. The end phrase was also pretty jankified. Yeah, look at this one. No, this is way off. Oops, fix it a little bit. Just enough. Need another anchor in there. Okay, and that. Still dragging there. Let's go ahead and, oops, not move all of them, just this one. And if you hold down the Option key when you're moving it, it moves it off grid as opposed to like locking it onto the grid, which is obnoxious. So you move it off grid a little bit. Seeing is knowing. Ain't that the truth, my brother? Let's go ahead and anchor that there. Move this here. Okay, it's still not the greatest, but it's fine for now. It's enough. You know, we can always, once I work on finalizing this track more, I can always come back and re-record any of this stuff. So let's go ahead and turn our take lanes off. Okay, now, how does this pair up? That just started with us messing around on E minor, and it turned into like a whole phrase. So let's go ahead and match these up here. And let's see what we have. Oops. So we have a little bit of, so we have some of these transients here are a lot harsher than others. So we're going to initially hit it with sort of a soft compression. I really like these compressors from Waves. There's a CL2A and a CLA76, and these are based off of the LA70, or I forget the names of the one ends in a 2A, one's in a 76. I'm a noob. Screw me, but I know how to use these things, so that's the important thing. So this first one is just going to be sort of a soft transient. We'll see how much that corrects these big ones. It'll be sort of a soft correction. Actually, you know what? No, we actually will hit it with a little bit harsher compression at first, because we are trying to get the transients. So there's basically, I'm basically having two compressors compress into each other. So the first one is going to be a fast compressor, and it's going to initially knock down those really exaggerated transients, like we have, like that transient is a lot harder than that transient, so we want to knock this transient down. So let's go ahead and just loop, because I also want to see what the compressor is doing. Let's loop this section. So you see how you really get big compression there when those transients hit, but it does a little much, so we're going to speed up the attack, which, if I'm not mistaken, they're always backwards on this one, because this is modeled after a real compressor, and the speeds are inverted on the attack and release from what you think they would be. Is that the right way? Yeah, so the 7 is faster than 1, whereas typically when you'd see these, 1 would be the time, and 1 is less time than 7, so it's inverted from what you think it would be. But we're just knocking down the transients, so we'll do a pretty fast release and a pretty fast attack. so that took it down a fair amount. We're kind of sticking around sort of -12. So now what we'll do with the second compressor is this one works slower. So this is going to help sort of just glue it all together, if you will. Now let's turn off this weird loop we have, because at the end of that loop we're picking up something weird from the next section. Go ahead and shroop-a-doop here, and shroop-a-doop here, and let's play that back. We'll just tighten up the mix a little bit. I'm going to dig through. I have this pot of picks. We're going to pick a little bit. I'm going to find a soft one. Find one that's... Oh, jeez. That's a soft one. Check that one. Okay, so what I want to add to this is kind of just some let's harp on that fifth. We'll add that to this section first, then we'll get the recording in there, and then we'll mess with adding some effects to it. So let's just record it for... So we only need like a 4-bar loop for this. We don't need 8 bars. So let's see. E, F, G. That's my... No, we're doing a fifth. So there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta memorize where everything's at. I almost need to put little markers underneath just to make it easier to visually tell. It's actually harder than it seems. Need to hold it like a guitar. Get my jazz pick. Where's my jazz pick? Go a little harder pick. I just had an idea. Everybody, calm down. Something's gonna happen. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna double. We're gonna do a little doubling. So I'm actually going to record this into 8 bars just to get some variation. We're gonna pan this one all the way to the left, and then we're gonna pan another recording doing the same thing all the way to the right. So we're gonna have 2 separate recordings that are slightly off from each other, and it's gonna create a fun effect. Let's go. So let's pan this. Boop. Hard left. Start with this one. I realized I probably shouldn't have been looping that because I actually wanted that tail. And yeah, hand plucking definitely is where virtual instruments fall short. This is not easy to achieve with virtual instruments. Definitely correct on that one. So let's turn our loop off here. We're going to do one more take of that. And so this doubling effect too, where I'm going to do this one left, another one right of different takes. That's like a common thing you do with guitars, and it gives you this full like guitar sound, and it's you get slight variations on either side, so it adds just kind of some interesting dynamics. Doubling has been around for a long time for rock and roll. Now we're bringing it to the harp world, revolutionizing. The revolution is being televised. Okay, and then we are going to duplicate this track and delete the recording on the second one. Pan this one all the way to the right. Swoop. And do the same thing again. And I'm going to mute the first take for now. And then let's do this the second take. And then we'll combine them and see what happens. I'm an idiot. I recorded over the first take. That's okay. We'll copy this, boop, undo that, and then paste it down here. That's funny. These look very different. So now we're going to turn both on, and let's hear what it sounds like. They might be really out of sync, but it's all an experiment. Now they're kind of out of time with each other, which is a fun little textural element. Okay, wasn't the best picking job, but right now they sound kind of stark, but we're going to add some effects to these. So we're going to group these together so we can just apply the effects once. Let's add some effects. So we can do some sends. We could even change this to sends only potentially. Let's sends only real quick and just send it to reverb. Ooh, groove pool. That's interesting. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Let's see which take sounds better for groove wise, and we'll make a groove out of that and add it to the other one. That's a really good idea. Nice. That one I think is more consistent. I mean, even just looking at the waveform, that one's like way more consistent. Oh wait, I was listening to the one I thought I was listening to the other one. This is the one that looks more consistent. Okay, let's take this one. It's been minutes since I've done this, actually. I always forget this is. I always forget about groove pools. We're gonna shack this groove. Did I lose my mic? No, you can still hear me. Okay. Sometimes when you're using the mic through Ableton, when you do stuff like this, it turns all the mic and recording stuff off. Boy, it's gonna be a complex groove if it's taking this long. This will be interesting. I'm really curious to hear how this, what this does. Okay, there's our groove pool. So let's go ahead now, unmute this guy. Let us go to Groove here and Pix 12 and apply that to this. Quantize, turn the quantize up, and let's listen to it with and without it. It's going to be really hard to tell the difference, I think. Let's turn the quantize up more. I'm an idiot. I put the groove on the one that's we took the groove off of. Let's put the other one on the groove. There we go. So now let's see what difference that made. That's definitely doing something. That's before. This is with it. That definitely is doing something. Whether it's going to be noticeable in the mix, I have no idea, but it's definitely fun to mess around with this kind of stuff. So that's with it on. Let me turn it off real quick and see if we notice. Really hard to tell. I think it definitely seems like it's doing something, but it's not hurting, so let's keep it on. Just for the sake of having fun. Adds a nice little element to it. Let's add a little glint in there. Let's go ahead and mess around with the next layer. Yeah, both are good. It's very I'm curious to see what kind of groove data. You know, it'd be interesting just to take that groove and apply it to something super random, like a texture element. Because, you know, something I was noticing with these is there's sort of a the pick sound creates kind of an interesting, like, really quick transient that would make like an interesting sort of percussive, like, ticking element. So it'd be interesting to find like a tick sound. What if I could just make one even? Yeah, like, let me take... I actually probably could just mess around with mixing the sample itself. I'm getting a little in the weeds on that. Let's I'm gonna move on to this thing. Let me add a high accents. Oops, let's bring in our chain from here. Let's put all this in one chain, just to make it easier to copy and paste. Boop and boop. Copy that. Paste this onto our high accents here. Oops, delete this. Yeah, I'm not I think like I'd have to I got to think about how to pull out the sound I want for those. I could probably just use a filter actually, and even just use a bandpass filter really tightly and pull out what I'm thinking. But let me get this first thing I was thinking in here out of my brain. We're going to pull some high notes out of this. Just gonna jam. That's it right there. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Just as a quick accent. I don't know if that's where I want that. I don't know if that's the spot I wanted that, but that's what I was looking for. Let's go ahead and take that. So let's see, where should that drop? Maybe the whole last 8 bars. Let's go ahead and re-record. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na. Actually, that seems like it would be too short. Do it anyway. Get my notes down here. G, there's my E. We're playing an E. The 5th. That's our string. Okay, I had to figure out which string I was supposed to start on. Miss. And I'm on that recording. Oops. Missed again. Let me record this in the right spot also. Might make it easier. Way too early. Stupid. Let me start from back here. That was almost better than what I had recorded initially into that spot. What am I doing with this accents there? It's not what it's supposed to be. I'm wondering now if I should take that part off. Like, let's do this. It's almost like that was just a better recording of... No, because that's up higher. It's a different octave. But they're fighting. Oops, what's going on here? Turn that off. They're competing with each other. And that's not what we want. I like these high accents. So let's mess around with the auto filter on this real quick. See if we can decompete. Let's really do a huge low cut. I wonder if we also put a auto filter on this, do a high cut, near the same frequency. Of course, that messes with the entire thing. Harp on a harp. Shoot. Maybe it goes. not sure. And sometimes it's okay if you don't know right away. Okay, let's type correctly here. Let's add a micro shift, which is going to give us a stereo widening effect. Maybe we hit this with the high cut. It's just there's too much happening there. I think for this to work, the main melody needs to not be doing any sort of crazy noteness and needs to be smooth like the rest of the line, and the accent comes in with a harp. Either way, I'm not sure how that's going to fit in right there, so we're just gonna ignore this for now. Yeah, so these, I think you can get these on eBay even for like $25 or so. I got it for 25, and I think there's some more on eBay. Maybe there's even some for 20. Yeah, they're called lap harps, or toy. You can look up toy harps, but I think lap harps is like their official name, and they're older. But yeah, they're really fun to play with, and especially if you add like a bunch of like VSTs and stuff to it, you can do a lot with the effects. So it's fun, definitely. Okay, so we'll mute this high accents for now. So let's go ahead and listen to this part again and see. At some point, we'll add some percussive elements to it. Bosses are a great way to add noise. A little crackle. That's how you spell it. So with some verb. A little flare like that in there. Just take that last little ditty. Just a little something fun. A little something something. And then we can put that flare anywhere we choose. Let's put it here. This is like a transition sort of thing. Down a little bit. I feel like I want to use this somehow as a percussive element. Just like that. Probably should have done that with the metronome on, but hey. Okay, so now I got this sort of pulsing. Is that an auto filter to that? Let's give it some low boost. Let's add vocal bender to this. This is getting really, we're getting really experimental here. Because I'm going to add modulation. Sort of like a wah. So let's do kind of that sort of a knob turn effect. We could obviously just program that in. Yeah, smash that thumbs up. That's what's up. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's go. Oh, I could just I could record this in, not with this, but with let's do this actually instead, because if I'm not going to be using the vocal benders thing, so I might as well use Little Alter Boy. These are both formant shifters. They're both great formant shifters. They have slight differences. We're gonna use this one for now. Ooh, why do I hear myself again? Oh, was I not talking earlier? I wasn't. What? How come I'm... You probably haven't been hearing me for a while now that I think about it. Trying to tune it a little bit. Some tune there. Okay, so now we're going to do some automation recording. I forget. I always mess this up the first go around. Let's find our knob. Our knob's over there. Okay. To open up like that. Okay, let's do that. Where's my knob again? There it is. Sweet. Gives us some really subtle let's maybe turn the LFO on the filter as well. Kind of interesting, right? Let's turn that cabasa down. Now, what does that percussive element sound like on the first part? The first part is really falling short from the second half. extract a groove out of that. Kind of a fun sound, though. What else? Let me try something. I have a plugin that I've never used. I got it recently. Supposed to make a video about it soon, but haven't used it yet, but I've seen videos about it, so let's try it. It is, drumroll please, drumroll please, wait for it. I'm gonna grab my, where's my chain? Where's my chain? There's my chain. Boy, there was a really weird sound outside. Fuck is going on? Hang on a sec. Oh. It's a delivery guy opening and closing his door. Sorry, strange sound. Anyway, this is going to be... Let's turn this off. Okay, let me find it. It is Cherry Audio's. Shoopa-doopa-doopa-doop. Oh, I don't even remember what it's called. Rack. I gotta look up what it's called. I forget what it's called. Cherry Audio made a rack. Cherry Audio. Rack mode? Rack mode? Is that it? Rack mode? Plugins. VST3. Cherry Audio. Rack mode. Oh, it does split them up. You know, I know that this was a whole rack. I wasn't sure if it split it up, though. But it does split it up. Let's add in a... Let's try this out. Oh, this has not been activated yet. You know what? Never mind. We won't do that. But in a similar vein of being weird, let's put on Ovox. And this is about to get very weird. Stylus RMX Ethnic Groove. I don't know what that is. Culture me. I'm not sure what that means. Let's just find a preset. Instruments, VHS. That just sounds like it's adding a VHS effect. Sort of turns it into a synth. Not quite what I'm looking for. Let's do this. Vibes. This is sort of this is by the Nathan. It's sort of a competitor to RC20. But it has some interesting stuff in here. Violent textures, melodies. Interesting. Out of tune keys? Too much out of tune. Got a bit crusher. I'm wondering how much we can get out of just like even one note playing. And just do like some crazy modulation to it. Let me think about what we have in the tank. Let's play what we have here. Needs to be like way pitch shifted. Now we're on to something. So what I want to do is hit this formant with an LFO. So actually, what's an easy way to do this? You can use LFOs in Ableton, obviously, but Vocal Bender actually has some really cool LFO racks built into it. This is by Waves. Little Altar Boys by Sound Toys. But Little Altar Boys, sometimes you get a little more grit with your adjustments. But let's see. See, that's just not the same effect as Little Altar Boy. And that's why I think having both these plugins is nice. So we will do it this way. So let's go ahead and add an LFO to our chain. And let's sync the beat. Let's go 2 bars. And then we want to sync this to the formant. Now what I'm wondering, to get this real deep, let's add a second instance of Little Altar Boy in front of this first one, and this one will just pitch shift down to bring us down another octave. Let's just record something in with the rest of the track, and we'll mess with some of the EQing and see if we can boost some of these lows to sort of make this fill in sort of the low end. not sure what we did there exactly. I mean, I know what I did. I just don't know how well you can hear it. So now that I've got some stuff recorded in here. Getting crazy. We are getting really weird with the sounds here. I'm not sure that that adds anything. Anything of notable value. I kind of just feel like we're adding things now for the sake of adding things. And that's not really what you want to intend to do. I wonder. Crap over. Ooh, I realize I'm not set for this actually. My setup is I messed something up with my setup. We won't do a guitar. But what we'll do instead of a guitar is power up a synthesizer. Have here save templates for all my synths. Let's bring the neutron in. So you can see what I'm doing over here. Even though you kind of see it, not really. As far as I can zoom. This is not in tune. This is tuned to fifths. Why does this sound so bad? I tuned it to fifths on whatever last patch I was in. So what's nice about the launch pad is you can do MIDI capture like that. I realize that my mic is it picks up some low end sometimes from my rack. I always forget to set my low end so it doesn't pick up some of those thumps. Let's just record some of this MIDI in here. So overdub. Nope, not overdub actually. Let's just record it. The mysteries. You know, at some point too, you just gotta stop it. You gotta just stop it and walk away. Come back to it later. That's the other method. Because we could mess around with making a whole new thing. Okay. I don't know how I felt about this stuff. Let's go ahead and mute that. Turn this on there. Auto that. We got some takes in here. Let's just start with a whole take. No, and when I was experimenting with knobs, I think. Where's one where I went high? Okay, now I want these like reversed. So let's go ahead and flip these. Bloop, bloop. Now let's put this away. Let's de-emphasize this a lot. I feel about that. We just kind of threw it in there, sort of just arbitrarily. Maybe as like a second arrangement to this initial part. Let's get rid of some of this gunky gunk. What's this? Okay, that's not helpful. Let's just get an arrangement in here. Interesting. It's an interesting little riff. Okay, so if we were to start with this, let's back up a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring these ditties over. Don't need the bass right away. Distorted harp is not in use. Got our plucks, which can just be condensed to that. Don't need these. Oh, can't move it when it's like that. Don't need these right away. Let's start with just jump into here. And then we'll have our little cabasa drops come here. As well as our B section here. Go to like a sort of a breakdown of our sort of build it back up. We're just kind of playing fast and loose with our arrangement initially. Oops, we hit a loop. But that did sort of hint us as what our outro could be. So let's go ahead and just take turn that loop off. And that gives us a bit of an arrangement. Just gonna listen back again. Maybe we find something to mess around with on it. This neutron did not end up making it into an arrangement section. We'll put it into this part and see if it hits way too hard. Let's just turn it down just to ease it in. All right, let us see what we did. Could use some kind of like padded chord or something. could just break into a full like drum. Sort of a different thing at that point, then, isn't it? Interesting. That first one was kind of epic. Let's find a spot in the track that's more go-go. Let's see, where would it be an interesting spot to drop it? Maybe around here. Turn the loop back on. It actually sounds better in the B section. I guess I could turn this over since I'm over here now. This is what I'm playing on, it's Launchpad. Sorry about that crappy angle. It is what it is. Let's record that in here. This track definitely needs some mixing to it, that's for sure. So what if we throw one of these in on the B section as well? Let's move this loop marker. Wait. Wow, interesting. I did that on the B section, but I played the chords from the A section. And it doesn't totally suck, but I'm not gonna say in theory it should sound bad, because in theory it's all on the same scale, but just out of curiosity. That is more correct. But that first section that I recorded in the chords of the A section does not sound good in the A section. But this mix is rough. Pull this distorted harp down because it's not in use and it's in my face. Come on, let's go faster. Again, are we just adding stuff for the sake of adding stuff? Something I also like to do is just like a huge wild card, just to see what something would quickly sound like if it had a normal beat over the top of it. Is just throwing on just a template of Drum Monkey, just to see really easily if a beat would sound good over it, and then play a beat over the top of it. But this is a quick way just to get an idea of some beats that might work. All of the instances opening up. Okay. And sometimes these just sound like complete ass. This sounds so bad. This mix is in general pretty loud. Sometimes these rhythms are such a fucking joke for this thing. Can't even hear the snare. Par for the course. But it does give you abilities to do drops like that. The B section is way better than the A section. It's almost like this B section should just be a huge build and swell. Let's go back to the A section for this. The B section just has so much more vibes to it. Blocks can be added to the B section easily. think we'll kind of wrap it here. So I need to sit on this one for a minute. But what I will do is bounce this drum to audio just so we have it. I'm not sold on any of these drum monkey sounds. It's usually a hard sell for me, but sometimes it's not. Just commit this to audio. Then I can arrange it easier. Don't need these ones going on those tracks. Okay, so now we got those. Let's set these inputs to auto. Got those just to mess around with. Not hyped on it. It's just an option. So if I did it here, I'd probably turn off the thumping because it's a bit of a... They don't really go together. Oh, and you gotta mute the instance of Drum Monkey. God, this is so annoying. You gotta disable it. It just plays on its own. That's many of the things that are annoying with this plugin. Intro into that, as well as which one's the, I guess this is the ride. Let's do the ride here. Do kind of a 2 count. Da, da, dun. That was not a good transition. And this will just kind of, even though I'm not really sold on this, what this does is when I listen back, it gives me an idea of a section that has a lot. Because here we add in the chords, we add in that neutron, we add in some drums, and the rest of it doesn't have it. So I can come back, listen to this, and be like, all right, this is what the rest of the song sounds like. And then this section hits, and I'm like, all right, if it makes an impact, then maybe mess with it. But otherwise, that's about all she wrote for that. I think that's... We'll probably leave this for now. I thought maybe I was going to do more than one track with this, but sometimes, because typically if I'm working not streaming, I like move really fast from one track to another, just putting ideas down. But sometimes when I stream, I kind of get in the weeds of things. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's bad. I don't know. You tell me what you think. If you want, I can move faster on these and develop ideas quicker and just jump from idea to idea, but sometimes it's fun to sit on one and sort of mix it, add some effects to it. That could be a sweet spot for a drop. What if we take all of this business... See, now we just had another idea. Take all of this business here. Swoop. Let's just... I don't want... There's too much there. Grab too much there. Because that is messing up my grab. Just grab this stuff here. Bloop. To there. Oh, doop, shoot. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, this is not my selection. My selecting game is off point. Let's move this over there, out of the way. Okay. Boy, I am just on another one today. And then let's move this entire section, drums and all. It's going to mess up my drops a little bit. I hate sometimes I gotta do this in sections. Sometimes I wish it would just read my mind. Let's go ahead. Oh, and I have to move the outro also. We'll do that in a sec. Move this here. And then let's move this business over to here. Okay, then we got this drop into that section. And then it outros. That makes our song shorter, but this is just an initial sketching arrangement and is not at all even close to resembling what a final arrangement would be. Chords are not all the way there. Did I break anything? Okay, so now we have this drop here. Not a very good build up to that. At all. Probably not the drum style I'd use either. I want some toms in there and yeah, that definitely fucked the whole thing up. Alright, well, you know, sometimes you break it. That's alright. I think that's enough harping for the day. Harp too much longer. My fingers are gonna bleed. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Tuning into the stream today. Oh, had a loop on. Boy, that really slaps back into it, doesn't it? Anyway, y'all take it easy. And see you on the next one. Try to schedule it more often. I always say that, but I always schedule it more often. But even more often. It's gonna happen. Anyway, take it easy, friends. Have a splendid rest of your day, and I'll see you later.